Good morning, Byram. Today we have a lot of action-packed reports here at the station. First off, we will be tracking weather up in Alaska with Nathan and Jenna. We have a developing story about a dog that was kidnapped named Buck.
Then we'll have Megan and Jenna give us an on-scene evaluation of a crime scene. Next, Tiffany will tell us her thoughts about the gold rush. To close our program, Marco Bombalato talking about Buck's heroic acts throughout the Call of the Wild.
Now we go to Jenna and Nathan for the weather.
Here in Alaska, we are experiencing warmer weather. We are in the low 40s. We are preparing for our spring. The snow is melting. On the map, where it is red is where most snow will be. Where it is blue and purple is where the less of the snow will be. And the coastline is where it's also warmer. The lakes are starting to become thin, and I don't suggest going on them. We will now report to Nathan in the field.
Thank you, Jenna. As you can see, we have at least 4 feet of snow up here in Alaska, and the wind is up to 30 miles per hour. The low for today is 27 degrees, and the high is 45 degrees. For all you gold miners, I wish you the best of luck to hit the jackpot. Let's go back to Jenna in the studio.
Thank you, Nathan. That's all for today. Let's go back to Devin in the studio.
Wait, just in. Breaking news. A dog sled team and 3 people have fallen through the ice. Let's go to Megan and Jenna on the scene.
Thank you, Devin. We have just arrived at the lake where 3 people and their dog sled team have just fallen through the ice. Unfortunately, there have been fatalities.
This is a very interesting case. It's not every day we have a tragic event like this happen.
The people's names are Mercedes, Hal, and Charles, a husband, wife, and brother-in-law.
They had just dropped off one of their dogs, Buck, while on their way to their next destination.
Buck had just been left with a man named John Thornton. Thornton said that Buck had been left in terrible condition due to malnutrition.
That's all for now.
We brought in Tiffany to discuss her thoughts about the gold rush.
Thank you, Zach. Hello, everyone. I will be talking about the Alaskan Gold Rush. People that don't have good experience in the wilderness shouldn't go because they can possibly die. They found the gold on August 16, 1896. Since the Klondike is in the middle of nowhere, the rest of the world didn't find out until July 17, 1897. Within 6 months, 100,000 people came after 2,000 pounds of gold arrived in Seattle from the Yukon. Seattle businesses made over $1 million selling the needed food and supplies for the trip to the gold fields. The local that mined before the other people arrived became known as the Klondike Kings. The Klondike Kings found $1 billion of gold. Other people made their money by doing other stuff. For example, Jack London wrote about his experiences in the Klondike. Or like Fred Trump, he made his riches by opening a hotel and selling supplies. He is also the grandfather of Donald Trump. I really don't think that people should have gone because you can get injured. I know that every person would like to go get gold, but you have to think about if it's worth it or not. Most of the people that were there ended up working for the Klondike Kings, making $1 to $10 a day, which wasn't enough considering the cost of the trip, averaged at $1,200. The Klondike ended in 1899. Back to the studio with Zach and Devin.
Now to Rocco with the final breakdown of Call of the Wild.
Hello, everyone. For the book Call of the Wild, the ordinary beginnings is he lives in a mansion with Judge Miller in California. Buck's call to adventure is a guy named Manuel sold him to a dog breaker that beat him with a club. His crossing the threshold is that he saw a dog Curly get torn up by huskies, and dogs fall a lot, and he didn't want it to die like that. The departure is he left his old life as a pet dog to become a wild dog. Throughout the book, Buck had a journey. He needs to learn how to become a sled dog. He had to change from a pet dog to a wild fighting dog, and he needed to adapt to the climate. His mentor was Dave. He was another dog on the sled team. His allies were his master and best friend John Thornton, and the sled team. Something unique about Buck is his instincts. It helped him survive. The final confrontation is when Buck killed the Yeehaw, Native American tribe. He also killed a bear and moose. After all, the return was that Buck joined the wolf pack. That's it for today. Zach and Devin, back to you.
All for today.
Thanks for watching.